What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca boy 103. Just finished watching the match, and Barcelona draw 3-3 again with Inter Milan. If you're on the channel a few years ago when we did do the same 3-3 draw at a home game as well, we're back again in the same thing. To be honest, I know a lot of Barca fans are going to be disappointed, as you should be. I'm just really relieved we didn't lose this game. We're down 2-0 and 3-2 in this game, but we somehow, some way scraped a draw and absolutely everything and all to play for next week at the San Siro. The starting lineup for this match is on the screen for you right now. It was Szczesny in goal, a back four of Kounde, Kubarsi, Inigo, and Gerard Martin, a midfield three of Frank de Jong, Pedri, and Olmo, front three of Lamine Yamal, Ferran Torres, and Raphinha. It was, of course, the exact same starting 11 that started the match this past weekend in the Copa del Rey final against Real Madrid, and Hansi Flick decided to select the exact same team. The first goal in this match for Barcelona was scored by Lamine Yamal, yet another goal in the Champions League for him this season. It was an absolutely world-class goal. The ball was actually on the right-hand side with him and Kounde. I think Kounde lost it, then Lamine came and picked it up, drew past 2 or 3 players, put in a bender on his left foot in the far post, hits the post, and goes in. It started the remontada. It brought us back to 2-1 on the scoreline. An absolutely sensational goal from him in that fact. The second goal scored for Barcelona in this game was scored by Ferran Torres. It was really well worked by Barcelona down the right-hand side. Lamine Yamal with the ball into the box, and Raphinha with the header across to Ferran Torres, who poked it in to the back of the net, bringing the score back to 2-2, completing the comeback in the first half after going 2-0 down, but a good striker-esque finish from Ferran. And the third and final goal scored by Barcelona was scored by Raphinha. It was a corner kick from Dani Olmo, which he, passed the top of the box. Lamine Yamal dummied it. Raphinha just let one fly from about 30-35 yards, hits the bar, hits Jan Sommer in the back and goes in. It has gone down, of course, as an official own goal for Jan Sommer, but an absolutely cracking shot from distance from Raphinha. The fact that shot was on target is, crazy, and of course that brought Barcelona back from being 3-2 down to being 3-3 on the night. So overall, the team performance rating on the night, I'm going to be giving it a 7 out of 10. Look, I am just so relieved we didn't lose this game. I think a loss in this game would have, ended any hopes of going to a Champions League final. But now it's just down to one match, really. I'm also kind of happy that, we don't go in this game leading like we did against Dortmund. That way the team have to stay locked in and stuff like that, which of course is a nice added bonus. But on the 90 minutes, I thought we were the better team. I thought we created some good chances. Don't forget the, 2 chances that Ferran Torres missed. Lamine hitting the post twice. Olmo missing a huge chance as well. It was a bit unfortunate, and the goals we conceded, I think Inter Milan over the course of the 90 minutes had 4 chances and they scored 3, and then one of them was offside as well. They were just absolutely critical. I think our defense today was very weak in terms of really organization, not on individual players, but we were the better team for the 90 minutes. It does suck that, we concede a mistake and 2 set pieces. It's just so unfortunate, but I am hoping and praying that Flick realizes the mistakes in the sense of what Inter are going to be able to get at Barcelona and have those tweaks and fixes ready for the second leg. And the tie is still open. Of course, we'll take a draw over a loss for sure, but this game could have been and probably should have been won. I think we were the better team for at least 75 of the 90 minutes. It just sucks that we didn't win this game at home, final home game in the Champions League this season, and it just sucks we couldn't go away with a win. A record attendance at the Montjuic since we moved to the stadium. I think it's the highest attendance we've ever had, and rightfully so for a game like this. But people are saying that Inter are a good team, which they are. They are kind of our kryptonite in the sense of their style of play is very hard against our style of play. It's very evenly contested, but hopefully this game, the errors and blueprints will become even clearer. I think from Inter's perspective, this is the kind of the best game they could have had against Barcelona. I don't think they can change much to be more effective. I think they were as effective. This is how I see it, that Inter kind of played at their peak. Like, this is the best they're going to do against Barcelona. In the second leg, they could do the exact same thing. We could be exactly the same poorly, but hopefully if we make our adjustments, it could be better. And of course, the adjustments being made is height. We're just too short. They got too many big players, and that's why they keep beating us to headers. I think Dumfries on the 2 goals. I think the first goal, Bastoni beat Gerard Martin to the header. Then Dumfries scored, and for the second corner kick, Dumfries beat Dani Olmo on a header, which why the fuck is Danny Olmo marking Dumfries as well? So hopefully the errors are evident. I still want to give credit to the team. Of course, they were 2-0 down. They came back. They were down 3-2 as well, and they came back. So this team is still fighting. They're still on their legs. Full rotation this weekend against Valladolid. I don't give a damn. You have to do it. Kounde going off injured is a big blow as well. We need Lua and Ball. I think if we had Lewandowski and Ball, we had our best 11. I honestly think we'd have cooked this Inter team. They of course played their best team. They had their best 11 players, and they only got a draw against us, but we were quite weak. Not only did we miss Balde and Lewandowski, Gerard Martin had a stinker at left back. Kounde couldn't even survive the first half. We're playing Eric Garcia at right back. It was quite a weakened Barca team where we're probably an injury away from being cooked. I mean, almost was injured in the warm-up as well. Thank God he played. You can see the effect of him and how important he was. So we're down to our last days. Hopefully Balde can recover for the second leg. I don't think Lua will. Of course, Kounde is going to be out now until a Champions League final if we do make it. It's coming down to the wire now, but I do think this performance can give us, I think this game overall can give us more confidence, because we know we can beat them. We know that we have the attack to get at them, the elite defense. We scored 3 against them, and of course from the defensive aspect, we know now how they can get at us as from set pieces. Again, the first goal to them, just Inigo slips. If Inigo doesn't slip, he gets there. So that was very, very unfortunate, but I'm quite content. Of course, the feeling is still quite nervousness, anxiousness for that second leg, doing it away from home. Of course, the history of Barcelona, Anfield and Rome, Bayern, even though that was in Lisbon, a neutral stadium against Paris as well. It's just everything is going to be, overshadowing us as fans, but hopefully it doesn't affect the players too much. But overall tonight, team performance rating for me gets a solid 7 out of 10. Let's now get into the players' individual player ratings. It's going to be quite juicy. We're going to start, of course, in goal with Wojciech Szczesny Tech. Give him a 5 out of 10. Of course, he conceded 3 goals. I don't think any of the goals are his fault. I think the corner ones he should have gotten better too. Looking at the replay of the first one, I thought he should have gotten a hand to that at least, even for the 2-2 Dumfries goals. For the goal that they scored that was offside, should have came out way earlier. That charge out was poor, but I think passing out from the back, he had some other successful run out as well. It wasn't too bad from him, but he did make a few mistakes, and I didn't feel good, with those mistakes, conceding 3 goals, giving him even an average 6 out of 10. So you could say a bit harsh, but of course you all know I've been a big fan of Szczesny, so I say it how it is. I do think he was a 5 out of 10 tonight. Into center back partnership, of course, in front of him, first on the right hand side, it was Pau Kubarsi. I will give him an 8 out of 10. I thought he was absolutely sublime in this game yet again. Did not put a foot wrong. The challenge on Thuram in the second half was absolutely immaculate. And to be fair to him, all the goals we conceded were never on his side and never were of his cause as well. I think build-up play, he was great. He was progressing the ball forward as quickly, as effectively as possible, making last-ditch challenges. In the air, he did quite well from the long balls, of course, during the game, not unfortunately on set pieces. But I think he had a stellar performance. I will be giving him an 8 out of 10. Center back partner on the left-hand side was, of course, Inigo Martinez. I've given him a 7 out of 10. You're probably wondering why was Inigo on the same rating as Kubarsi. I have knocked him down a rating for, of course, the slip. I know the slip is not really his fault per se, kind of just a bit unlucky, but I do have to mark him down because he was the reason why we conceded that first goal. I thought he also had a pretty good game. He was getting cooked for pace when he moved to left back by Dumfries, but once Darmian came in, he looked fine. Again, I'm not really a big fan of Inigo at left back. I think he's just there as a makeshift. It doesn't look too comfortable there either. To be fair, he went some good crosses as well at left back. Not too bad. Probably some better crosses I've seen Balde do this season, but he looks a bit uncomfortable. So that's my real big worry. But I think apart from getting done for pace from Dumfries, we moved to left back and slipping for the first goal, I thought he had a very, very good game, passing out from the back as well, aerially, outside, of course, from set pieces. I thought he had a solid game, so I will be giving him a 7 out of 10. Into the fullbacks now. Firstly, on the left-hand side, Gerard F. Martin, 5 out of 10. Just put the fries in the bag. I just don't want to see him anymore. I mean, we're seeing Inigo, we're seeing Christensen, we're seeing Arujo come into the defense, Eric Garcia, all ahead of Hector Fort. Why? Is Hector Fort that bad? Again, we don't know what's happening in training and behind the scenes, but is he that underperforming in training to the point? I mean, he almost came on in the Copa del Rey final. He was on the touchline, ready to go with his shirt and everything. Then Flick changed it, super last second, but Martin's just ass, man. I mean, in the air, he's shit. I mean, the only thing that he's good at, again, is crossing. But then again, when he gets into the he doesn't really get that far into the offensive line because the players just don't even trust him. Even if we look at the pass half the time, the players, when they pass him half the time, they only pass him if it absolutely is must needed. If they can do an in-swinger, a switch of play, they favor that over the easy pass to Gerard Martin. I think he is, in fact, at a point now where he is holding this team back. So I think Flick, hopefully now, since he hooked him at halftime, there is some good indications of that. They won't see him again at left back again in a big game. You want to put him at left back against this week against Valladolid. No problems there, but definitely you have to, bin Gerard Martin now for big games. 5 out of 10 for me, absolutely woeful. On the fullback, of course, Jules Kounde only played about half an hour, 6 out of 10, looked okay. Didn't really do anything wrong. I think the only thing that he did wrong was lose the ball in the build-up play for Lamine Yamal's goal, but Lamine Yamal picked it up and scored anyway. So I think that was the only mistake that Kounde really did. Again, his injury is going to be out for 2 to 3 weeks, so he'll be out till maybe the last game or two of La Liga, and then a Champions League final if we do, of course, end up making it. So hopefully he can recover in time for that, but it does suck that he's getting injured now at a big moment, and I guess all the games played is now coming up to catch up to him a little bit. But I think, half an hour, he wasn't too bad, so I'll give him an average 6 out of 10. Into the midfield now, first in the pivot, Frenkie de Jong, the captain on the night, 8 out of 10 for me. I thought he played an absolutely fantastic game. There were so many times when he's making great recovery runs, winning the ball back quickly, helping Barcelona in transition, in attacking phases as well. I thought Frenkie today was absolutely fantastic. There was even a moment in the second half where Inter had a big counter-attack with Carlo Augusto coming to the left-hand side, and Frenkie de Jong was way behind him, and he just absolutely sprints for his life and forced Carlo Augusto to make a mistake to go out for a throw-in. I mean, there were so many moments like that in this game. He was calm, cool, composed on the ball as well. That was a fantastic performance for Frenkie de Jong tonight. 8 out of 10 from me. Other pivot, of course, was Pedri, giving Pedri a 7 out of 10. I think, again, quite generous from me, in my opinion. I think in the second half he was much better, but again, he just looks like, I don't know why, the past 2 games, it's out 2 games in a row where Pedri's giving the ball away quite a bit. I know his passes are always accurate, controls the tempo well, nice, flow of the game, but sometimes in possession when he gets pressed, we talked about over the past few months, him, being anti-press, you can't press, he looks for space, and he finds the pocket so well. Last 2 games, he hasn't been doing that. Last 2 games, he's losing the ball quite a bit in the midfield, which I'm disappointed about, but I think apart from that, I thought he played well. There were some good switches from him in the first half, trying to find the, interclaim passes in the second half, through the spaces, but again, he just lost the ball more times than I would hope for from him in this game, but hopefully he can improve on that in the games to come. So 7 out of 10 for me. Final midfielder, of course, in the 10 was Dani Olmo, 7 out of 10 for me as well. Of course, had that big chance where he should have scored, but looked very lively in this game, I must say. Olmo, it looked like he was the only one apart with Lamine to try and find the pockets, trying to create some space, make some good runs, always doing the right passes. I don't know why he cannot play 90 minutes, again, probably due to his fitness. He looked very upset when he got subbed off at the hour mark, but it's been quite a consistent factor, so that's probably due to his fitness. I think he's that important that I won't even play him this weekend against Valladolid as well. Keep him ready to go for the second leg, but I think he had a really good game. I will be giving him a 7 out of 10. I think apart from him and Lamine, they're the only ones really giving us, that magic in the space and, hope during that first hour of the game. Into the forwards now, first in the right wing, the best player in the world at 17 years old, Lamine Yamal, 9 out of 10. I mean, he was fucking world class. I mean, this is the first time since Messi left where I'm like, just give this guy the ball and just hope for the best. He was that effective. Every single attack went through him, got a goal, put in the cross for the Ferran Torres goal, dummied for the corner kick for the third goal, hit the post twice. He got DeMarco hooked on the hour mark as well. Unbelievable, man. He is, again, I don't want to talk about Ballon d'Or and stuff like that now, but he is the best player. If we're drawing based on takeaway numbers, just based on stylistically play, impact on the team, he's the best player in the world. 9 out of 10 for me from Lamine Yamal today. Absolutely fantastic. On the winger, quite a downgrade. Raphinha, 6 out of 10. To be fair enough, but I don't know how he does it. He fugazied an assist in this game. Of course, the shot from the Sommer that went down as an own goal, but he got an assist in this game. But honestly, apart from the header assist to Ferran and the shot for the own goal, also that shot as well that forced Sommer to save it in the 90th minute, he was so sticky, man. It's now back, just like Pedri, back-to-back under par performances from Raphinha. I mean, since the international break in March, he's just been so weird. I mean, yes, he got the penalty goal and the brace against Celta Vigo and all that, but performance-wise, just hasn't been great. He's gone off a cliff, and this is what I was worried about as well, that he's trying to peak. But then again, he got an assist in this game. I don't know what I'm saying, but I think Raphinha was not that great today. You're looking for a final outlook, looking for a threat. He wasn't that today. Losing the ball a lot. His touch was so crap today. Disappointing, to say the least. 6 out of 10 from me. And last but not least, of course, up front, Ferran Torres. I'll give him an average 6 out of 10 as well. I know he scored a goal, but apart from that, didn't really do much. Missed 2 big chances, in my opinion. The two chances in the first half. I think one of those should have been a goal for sure. I think after that, he was quite quiet, didn't really get into space too much. Hold up play is not as good as Lewandowski's was. He lost the ball quite a bit, so a bit disappointing from him. I think he probably would have been a 5.5, 5 out of 10, but I have given, the average 6 for the goal that he scored. For the substitutions now, Eric Garcia coming in, Araujo, Fermin, Andres Christensen, ladies and gentlemen, is alive, and Gavi. I think Eric came in. Of course, he did play the majority of the game. Probably would give him a 6 out of 10. Honestly, didn't look, fantastic. I think defensively and, in build-up play wasn't too bad. Of course, going forward, provided little to nothing. I think there were moments where he gave the ball away quite a bit, but then would likely either him win it back or Pedri or someone in the midfield would come and sweep up his problems. Araujo looked pretty solid as well for 45 minutes. Defensive-wise, of course, even from build-up play. I think Flick gave him a specific instruction: no more long balls. Play it always short. He keeps on playing that pass to either Eric, to Frankie, Kubarsi, or Szczesny. That's kind of like his square of only allowed passes. But defensively, of course, did really well. Fermin came in quite mid. Didn't really do much. His crossing was woeful. Crossing into Ferran Torres, where he has 3 huge Italian center backs, just doesn't make sense. Christensen looked alright. Again, only came in for about 10 minutes. Gavi as well. Can't really give them a rating per se for the little amount of minutes they played, but a bit disappointed with Fermin, I'm not gonna lie, from the bench cameos in this game. But again, they provide some good rotation, good impact on the game, and most importantly, coming in for other players and providing them rests as well. And last but not the least is, of course, the manager, Hansi Flick, which tonight for me we're getting a 7 out of 10. I think he managed the game pretty well over the course of 90 minutes. Starting 11 didn't have a problem with, of course, at the start of the game. Bringing on Eric Garcia for Kounde right back, I think was probably the right choice ahead of Hector Fort. Bringing on Araujo at halftime for Martin was absolutely huge. I like the fact that he brought on Christensen as well, due to the fact that we need some height in the defense. I think Gavi should have came on much earlier. I think the Fermin Lopez sub, I get that Olmo cannot play 90 minutes, but again, Fermin just looks a bit mid, I'm not gonna lie, as of late. But I'm really hopeful that Flick has learned from this game in terms of set pieces where Inter can be threatening to Barcelona and hopefully nullify that for the second leg. But I think overall tonight, I think he managed the game pretty well. Used all 5 of his substitutions as well. Nobody had complaints about the lineup, solid play, anything like that. The goals we conceded, again, you could probably say a lot of it comes down to him as well from his tactical perspective. The coaches, the analysts who set us up for set pieces, they weren't that great. Maybe it's just because of height problem, I don't know. But I think the most important thing, the thing that I'm very hopeful for, that hopefully his analysts, his coaching staff, and also himself do learn from this game on where Barcelona are vulnerable against a team like Inter. But overall tonight, solid from the manager tonight. We'll be giving him a 7 out of 10. So that was our match review for Barcelona versus Inter Milan in the Champions League semi-final first leg. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course in the comments down below as well, let me know your thoughts on everything we did discuss. The main thing I want to first hear, of course, is your thoughts on the performance, your player ratings, and your manager rating as well. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.